Okay, so in this tutorial what I'm going to do is show you how to change the size of the tabs in your tabs interaction. So what we're looking at right now is the Engage Start screen. We've selected tabs interaction here, and then you can see an image. We're going to learn how to make these wider or smaller. So let's go ahead and hit OK. This is going to open up our editing area, so like all of the Engage interactions, I can add my content here, I can add my text, record my audio, and then I can add my media files. Before we go ahead and modify the size of the tabs, let's go ahead and look at what the default settings are. So we're going to hit Preview. Now this is what the tabs interaction looks like if you don't do anything with it. So you can see we've got our text. I can click on the tabs, and that'll load up the new tab. Now sometimes you're going to need more white space. So like say you have a video in there, you actually want to make the video larger. So what you might want to do is make these tabs, move them over a little. Or let's say you have, instead of 3 tabs, which look really nice on here, let's say you have 10 tabs, but what you want to do is actually make the tabs a single number, and then you want to make them look more square. Well, if you keep them at this width, they're probably going to look more rectangular than square, and so that's where you can change the size of the tab and make it look a little better on the screen. So let's go ahead and play around with some ideas, and you'll get to see how that impacts the way the tabs look. So we'll close the preview. We're going to go into Interaction Properties, and that opens up this window here. And then if we click on Tabs, we'll be able to modify the properties of this particular type of interaction. In this case, you can see there's tab width down here, and then we can go ahead and change it by percentage. So let's go ahead and make this, let's change this to 50% and see what it does. We're going to hit OK, and then we're going to preview that. And now at 50%, you can see the tab takes up half of the screen. And so, you know, when you have fewer tabs, that's probably not too bad. When you have a lot of tabs, you probably want to make the screen smaller. So let's go ahead and add a few more tabs, and then we'll change the percentage size. So let's close the preview. We're just going to go ahead and add a number of tabs here. So you can see you've got your tabs. We're going to preview that. Now when we preview this, you can see that having it that wide and that many tabs, you're going to get these rectangular shapes. So in this case, you know, maybe going to, if this is 50%, you probably figure this is about 10%, and 10% probably works really well when you have this many tabs. So let's close the preview, and we'll go to the Interaction Properties and change that to 10%. So here we are in the Interaction Properties. We're just going to go ahead and change that to 10%. Hit OK, and then let's preview. Now you can see this probably looks a lot better. So it really just depends on how many tabs you have and how much text you're going to have in there. If I'm going to have a lot of tabs, then I want to limit my text because you only have so many characters you can add in there. But I think this looks pretty good, and it just depends on what the need is for your interaction. But what you really gain from this is a lot more white space. So even if you had 3 tabs, you could do that, and you get a lot more white space to work with.